Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Nathan again and welcome back to the channel. I have a second video today on the Ram 1500. I want to do a little more in-depth video now on the driving part because last time we did a little more on just like the features and stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. So I'm going to do a recap real quick on everything and then we'll go ahead and get into the driving stuff and some more things that I actually don't like about the truck, which I want to let you guys know, because now that I've been driving it for about 500 miles, I have a little bit better understanding what I like and what I don't like. So I'll throw that in there too, so please hit the like button, helps me out a lot. Thanks guys, and let's get into it. So jumping straight back into this is the Ram 1500. It is a 2021 Laramie Level B edition. It is the night package, so you can go ahead and see everything's all blacked out everywhere, and that's why it looks so good. We're in like California, super strong sun, so that might be why it's washed out. If it looks that way, I'm sorry. Let's do a quick walk around. It comes running boards, blacked out tires. This is another thing I kind of have problems with is the tires, which we'll talk about here in a second. But other than that, taillights are kind of blacked out, all black all the way around it, black logoing and stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise than that, it's just like the standard Laramie. But the problem I have with the tires are that it come with these super thin wall tires, which I guess makes the gas mileage better so they can advertise better gas mileage, but they just don't look that great on the truck, I don't think. I think if it came with some more, you know, more knobbier, better tires, it would probably look a little bit better. So once these run out, tread goes away on these after a few thousand miles or however long it takes, I'm gonna go ahead and get some better looking tires because we need that. So let's go ahead and jump inside and get into the driving part. In a lot of other reviews on YouTube about this truck, there's been a lot of controversy about the seats, and people have been saying that they're a little stiff for how much this truck costs and not as comfortable as they could be. And I actually beg to differ. I think that the seats are actually really nice for what they are. I feel like they have a lot of good support since they are a little bit stiffer, which is what I like personally. Now, I actually talked to the dealer about this before I bought the truck, and they said don't be surprised that if your seats are a little bit stiff. That's because Ram makes the seats stiffer on purpose. That way, over time, they last longer. So they said, like Chevy, for example, usually when you buy the truck, the seats are a lot soft when you first buy them. But then, you know, after 100,000 miles, you know, your seats are all destroyed and you're gonna need seat replacements because all that fabric and cushion is just deteriorated for how soft they are. Likewise, on the Ram, they're still almost as good as new because, you know, that's what they're made for. They're made a little bit stiffer, so over time they soften up, and that way you have a good seat for the life of the truck, not just, you know, good out of the get-go and then they're ruined. So I actually really do like that about this truck. So don't let people tell you that the seats are stiff, because they're not. They're actually really nice. Okay, now that I told you about the seats, I rambled about that for a second. The other thing I saw a lot is some people aren't super thrilled with the center console thing right here. I'll go ahead and show you now. So a lot of people are saying that they don't like how this is open. They would like a cover to come over the whole thing so you don't see all the junk here and here, and how you can see down here. If you have a lot of junk down there, you can see all the junk and stuff because it doesn't fully cover it. Now, my whole thing to that thing is if you don't leave all your trash and crap in your truck like you shouldn't, then that's not a problem, right? That's just my philosophy. So if you're gonna store a bunch of junk here in your cup holders and down here, well, it's gonna look bad. So if you just, you know, take care of your car, if you just take care of your truck and not complain about there not being a cover over the top of it, well, then the problem's fixed, right? Because it still does cover, you know, this huge bin down here. If you want to keep junk down there, you can. Like, I have a whole thing of paper towels down here you can't even see. See, I mean, people are just being kind of picky about it, and I like how this is exposed personally. I think it does look good. So that's just my personal preference on this. So those are the two things I've seen in reviews, people complaining about this and people complaining about the seats. But the seats do have all the bolster controls and everything, so there is a way to make them super comfy. I just think people are used to, like, you know, Cadillac super soft seats, and then they break after, like, you know, 8 to 10 years and they have to get seats replaced. But that's just my opinion. So the truck's on. You can actually see how quiet it is right now. And we'll actually go ahead and drive it here in a bit after I talk about a few more things I didn't cover in the last video. So the first thing I want to cover about the interior right now is this little panel here. So right here you can open your tailgate from inside. You can go ahead and actually turn exterior lighting on for the whole side of the truck, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't show it last time, which you can only really see at night, but it lights up quite a bit so you can see where you're stepping, so you don't step in mud or, you know, whatever. You just need some side lighting. It's kind of like a left floodlight, if you will. Now this right here is just the lights for everything. It turns everything on at once, and then your assist and your SOS, and then this is obviously for the rear window, so you can go ahead and just push it. You can hold it, or you can, yeah, go like that, and it closes that window or opens it, obviously. So that's pretty cool. Next thing I want to talk about while the car is on is I want to talk about the seating control, so the vent seats. I can go ahead and turn that on high real quick. It's actually really loud. Can you guys hear that? I'll stop talking for a second. You can hear that down there. The vented seats are actually pretty loud, and I wasn't expecting that because in another car in our family we have vented seats and it isn't half that loud. I don't know if these are just stronger or really what the problem is, but yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing I dislike is how loud it is on high. On low, you can still hear it. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I don't know. It's just pretty loud in my opinion. On the other hand though, the AC is actually pretty quiet, and the AC works amazing in this truck. So it is on like halfway up right now, and it's like quieter than the vented seats, which is kind of funny. Let's go ahead and put it in drive. You guys can actually hear how quiet this truck actually is when it gets going. So yeah, you can go ahead and we'll just listen to the road noise right now. Go ahead and get up to about 20. And there's pretty much no road noise at all. So we'll go ahead and give it a rolling acceleration now. We'll get straight onto this road right here. And we'll go ahead and punch it after going 18. So the truck is pretty quick. I didn't fully accelerate because I don't want to get a ticket. But as you can see, the truck it's pretty fast. I mean, it is a 5.7 liter Hemi, so that is really nice. And I'm actually really impressed with the motor so far, getting about 16 to 18 miles a gallon on average. So the last thing about the truck I want to talk about is how I am unimpressed with the turning radius. Now, sometimes I'm like, okay, it's decent, it's fine, whatever for a truck. But sometimes I'm like, wow, this is really bad compared to our 2004 Dodge. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just turn this way on this road. I feel like I should be able to turn it pretty easily, but to get over there, I literally have to max the wheel out just, to make a right turn, which I feel like is a little much. I don't know. I feel like it could be a little bit better for what it is. The nice thing though is this camera's beautiful, and even to like turn into this driveway, like my wheel's all the way maxed right now, and I'm barely making it in. But that's just my only other complaint. But yeah, let's go ahead and you can see going this way. Like I have to all the way just to make that turn. So that's my only other really slight nitpick thing about it, is the turning radius isn't as good in my opinion as the trucks before it. But I don't know. I don't know if that's something that's common or not, but that's just what I've noticed. But yeah, so the two big things so far are the wheels. I wish they would have, tires they would have done a little bit better job on. I wish they would have made the turning radius a little bit better, but other than that, I don't really have much complaints. So is this truck really worth how much it costs? And my answer is absolutely yes. This truck is absolutely amazing. For not having absolutely everything like the moonroof and the 360 cameras, which I don't really care about, this truck has everything I could ever want for the next 10 to 20 years, unless some crazy invention comes out that I don't know about. I mean, this truck has like the 4G Wi-Fi thing too built in, which I don't care about, and has the XM radio, obviously, like most new cars do these days, but I don't really need any of that because I got Spotify on my phone. So that's kind of the basic of the truck so far on the driving. The truck's super smooth, it's super quiet. As you can see right now, I'm driving about, 25 miles an hour, and you can't even hear it. You can't even hear the motor. It's super quiet inside. They did a really good job with noise reduction, and obviously these tires have like no road noise either, since they're those thin walls and not knobby off-road tires at all, which is pretty nice. So, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask me in the comments, and I can review a certain topic on the truck. If you guys want to know more detail about something specific, yeah, I would enjoy making a video about it. So please leave a like for me. Thank you guys a lot, and I'll see you on the next one. Now that I'm back home, I guess I never really talked about why I would choose this truck over all the other ones, and I've actually had a chance to drive pretty much all of them, so I feel like I have a pretty good comparison side by side. So you guys will just have to like pretty much trust what I'm saying. I know it's not much to go by, but I've driven the Ford King Ranch before. I've driven, a Chevy before, Chevy Silverado. The only truck I haven't driven is a GMC, but that's the same thing as a Chevy, I think. So other than that, I think it's all pretty much the same. But the thing about Dodge I like the best is I like that they look better than all the other trucks. I guess it's a personal preference, but they definitely look the best. I feel like they have the best interiors, the most advanced technology in them, especially with the big 12-inch screen they have, which is amazing. I think that they offer the best plans as financing, because they offer 0% financing. 0% financing, so that's a no-brainer to go with that. And also because they're pretty reliable. We've had our 2004 since we bought it new back in 2004. It has 170,000 miles on it. Nothing's ever gone wrong except for a sensor that was like $5 and a brake replacement. So I feel like, just from personal experience, Dodge is always, or Ram now, has always been super good. So that's kind of why I went with it, and that's why I would definitely go with it again and again and again. So that's why I want to go ahead and tell you guys that you guys should probably go with the Ram too. And it's always kind of funny too when I go out to like the dunes, take the quads out there, or go to work. So I work out at a fire station. Most people always have Rams. I feel like they actually tow and haul stuff too, like with big old camper trailers and pulling stuff out on the fire line for fires. Everyone's got Dodge. I don't know, not Dodge, but Ram. I don't know why, but it seems like they're pretty reliable. And also having 2 Ram ambulances, I feel like you can't go wrong with those. So I feel like I'm always exposed to Rams. That's kind of why I chose it, and I always see how reliable they are all the time. And apparently a lot of other people choose them too, because they're always sold out. So I got lucky to get this truck. So that's kind of my take on why I think this is probably the best truck you can buy for the money. But one thing before I go, on a real note, let's talk about these gas prices. If it wasn't for those, I'd be driving this truck absolutely everywhere because it's the best thing ever. But I can't, because premium is $450 and regular is $400, and it sucks. So I don't really know what to do about that. So I'm just not going to drive this truck, I guess, every day like I wish I could. I'll just drive my little 435 BMW that I did another review on. You guys can check that out also in my on my channel. So thanks guys again. I'll see you later.